It's ADSN on the beat, where the data meets the street. James and Daniel in your feed, breaking down the code you need. Tech talk, ad game, and a little AI. Every week we got the chat on ADSN.
James, welcome back. Another week, ADSN, beautiful Los Angeles. We're gonna say this every week during summer, so every listener and every watcher knows how beautiful it is in Los Angeles.
It is very beautiful and it's very calming. That welcome back. I feel.
Thank you.
This is like very.
I've been practicing that in the mirror all morning, so I'm glad you noticed. Thank you.
I did notice it.
That was really calming. I'm going to jump right into it. What was not calming yesterday, but is like taking the internet and X by storm, is the interview from Ryan Cohen, the CEO of GameStop, on CNBC yesterday. I don't know if you saw this, but here's a post from Reese Politics. He's one of many who posted about this, where he says the most contentious part of Ryan Cohen's CNBC Squawk Box interview about GameStop eBay acquisition is a heated back and forth, uncommon for financial news. For anyone that doesn't know, Ryan Cohen came out and said he is putting in a bid to acquire eBay, which is worth like 4 or 5 times the value of GameStop. Went on CNBC to talk about it and basically shared zero information. And the news reporters were kind of just like, why do we have you on?
Have you seen all the memes of like half cash, half stock? Like that's
yes,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. I think that's just going to be the answer from now on. Like,
yeah, I mean, actually, I heard this really good thing about how someone was trying to basically say this is like a Jedi mind trick thing. Maybe it was. I have no idea. But they're trying to say that like GameStop would be perfect for eBay, like from a strategy perspective, because if you needed to get, GameStop has 1,600 stores. Mm-hmm. And if you needed to get like your Mickey Mantle card like verified, you'd have these like local presences to get your card, you know, all your like collectibles verified.
Yeah.
It's like, there feels like a cheaper way to set up a couple of like grading
like
depots, but
a $50 billion acquisition for some grading depots. Yeah.
But you can just do things. I think Cohen just showed you can just do things. So we'll see what happens. I doubt that deal gets done.
No, but it did wonders for eBay stock. So maybe he's pumping it up. Maybe he's a shareholder, or he is a shareholder.
Apparently,
we know.
Yeah, I think, yeah. And they have options on it. I think that there's like a little bit of a pump. Thing here.
Yeah. I imagine the SEC is going to be looking at this at some point.
Yes. Another thing that regulators may look at, which is a space that we know a lot about, is, and I don't know these guys, so I don't know the circumstance, but Parker Card, which has been around for a while. This was like when our last startup originally started, before we sold it, the first iteration of it was called Trust. We were doing like an e-com card, and Parker was around during then, and they disappeared last night. They ceased to exist. They had just announced a $200 million funding round. I think it was almost all debt.
I think it was, it was actually all marketing. $120 million of debt, and it was $200 million lifetime. So it was an announcement that they've raised lifetime $200 million.
Yeah.
So the last actual raise was 2024 of like.
Yeah, that one's tough. I saw Sean Frank posted like how you like never would lend to these e-com businesses just primarily because they're so asset light, and he's not wrong. I do think, you know, I still think really clever underwriting against your marketing, like is a good idea. And I think probably maybe viable again in like this AI age.
Yeah.
But this is going to screw over a lot of e-com founders. And, you know, it's like another win for Brex and Ramp, but like it's pretty shady how they went out of business.
It was a founder that kind of broke this news. Like it went viral on X, and other founders were like, yeah, like my rep isn't responding. I got to bounce back. Like my card stopped working. Like very shady.
Yeah. It's yes. I mean, I don't know the circumstances, but it doesn't seem great. And I think like it does make me, I've talked to you about this for so long, but like, I think, you know, the Parker Card effectively was just lending for ads. That's basically what this thing was. And the people who should lend for ads are the platforms themselves. They have huge balance sheets. They can offer dynamic credit, and they can get better information from the advertisers by doing so. Like if Snapchat said, I'll give you net 60, but you have to connect your Shopify account, or you have to set up Capi, or you have to do something.
Yeah.
Right. Like that would be really interesting. And then you could start to do a whole set of things. Eventually Meta is going to do it. Like as Meta becomes sort of like the stable coin platform. And I think it will happen there, but it's a good segue for another platform that should do the same thing, which is ChatGPT, because they now have launched Capi, Pixel, and self-service. Sufert has this great post about it here. This is the least surprising thing in the world, that a place that owns codecs and has foundation models and an unlimited amount of money for the time being shipped an ads manager. Like I couldn't be less impressed. Not by them. I just like the fact that anyone is like
surprised.
Like a surprise. Yeah. Like they're also building a phone, and like they have Johnny Ive sitting somewhere doing a pendant. Like, the ads manager part is not complicated.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like, I think if you were to go back 10 years, this is impressive. The pace at which they're releasing these things and launching and bringing on advertisers is like incredible. And then, when you step back and you're like, wait a minute, they own codecs. They own the, frontier models that nobody's ever seen. And they're launching this stuff, giant features week by week. You're like, that tracks.
Well, and I still think one thing I do think they screwed up. I posted this, and we have friends there, and I want them to do well, and I know they're really smart. And so like, I'm sure there's a method to the madness, but why they didn't start with a news story we're going to talk about in a little bit with some AI connector, like be API first, be like command line first, like honestly do what we did at Snap and let the ecosystem sort of percolate and like get people selling on your behalf, and then come around with your own ads manager that is perfect for the use case. And also you just now have gotten scale of all the sales support, customer support, and excitement. It's just like bizarre to me that they didn't launch AI native. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, they're taking the Netflix playbook. I wonder if it's something that we talk about a lot of, like the challenge really isn't in the software anymore. It's the operations, right? Like the line of credit issuance, validating businesses, onboarding third-party data from other people. Like
I have some friends who could help fix this in 5 minutes. Like that's not. I think it's probably a little bit of a DNA thing, is my guess. But I'm if they have created something that's basically going to become AGI, like I think they can figure out how to do a mid-desk integration. Shout out to mid-desk.
Shout out mid-desk.
Anyway.
So. Well, okay. If anyone from OpenAI is listening, it sounds like hit up James. He has some friends that can help with this. And
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm impressed with what you guys are doing. I just like feel like you could do it in a different way. Anyway, go on to the next one.
You're passionate about nothing else. It's ads managers and API ecosystems.
Yes, my children are extremely impressed.
This next one, kind of a similar vein, but kind of you've been talking about for weeks at this point, is from Darmesh. It's he's talking about his friend Brian Halligan, basically saying, I agree with my friend Brian most of the time. This is one of those times. Start making your internal company data legible, not just for AI, but in general. And if you go into Brian's original post, it's his whole premise is, as a founder, you're building two versions of your company. One for humans to actually work in, so an ads manager, and then the digital twin that AI agents navigate to do the heavy lifting for you, the agentic component. And I mean, this is something that we've talked about a lot. I know you tweet about a lot or post on X a lot about, and it's like, if you're not doing this, kind of what are you doing? And you put out a post about Lego blocks and the API. Like, it's just so clear.
Yeah.
I don't know who's not doing this today.
I think people are still really precious about their UIs. Like, it's so clear you should build APIs for AI, and you should just build for AI, and then use that API to build UI that eventually you throw away and takes like 5 minutes to build. Like, it's like,
well, now you can use the AI to do the design. The UI.
And we're just like, this is clearly what should happen. And fine, let people. There's going to be a long time until everyone is comfortable sort of going AI native or like kind of stepping away from the UI, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But the UI needs to become an output of what your product's APIs can actually support, not the other way around. So I just think it's not too different than some, like from an advertising perspective, at least, like it's like how everyone for TV ads, everyone used to be so precious about it. And it's like, oh, that has to be amazing and shiny and everything. Yeah. And it's like, no, that's like kind of no different than an Instagram ad. Pump out 50 of them and see what works. Like, who are you to know if this is like actually going to resonate with people?
Yeah.
So I just think it's the same kind of thing with software.
Yeah. You just sparked an idea for me. It's, all of these ads managers, these companies, because they can now design so quickly, I can imagine a world where we have like ads manager themes. Like you go to Reddit and like, I don't know if you're a data heavy person, there's a UI that's data heavy. If you want simple, there's simple. And like, it's all built.
Meta did it. I mean, you had Power Editor and
Power Editor. Yeah.
Yeah. And then ironically, they sort of collapsed the two together where like, if you were in this world now, you wouldn't have collapsed them. You would have said, screw it. I'll just have these UIs sitting out here.
Totally.
What's like an absurd one? Should we make like universal ads like
absolutely like a space theme? I mean, like you have like Shopify store themes, and you have developers that sell these things. Who's to stop somebody from making like a better UI for Ads Manager on top of API and sell it for, I don't know, $100 a user? It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure if we're going to sell it, but if you want to, as
we would, a developer would enable a marketplace.
But you can spin one up. You go tonight, spin one up.
Yes.
And let someone buy some TV ads in this space thing. All right.
Every time you push the button, a rocket ship will go across the screen.
That's what
feel great. All right. What do we got next?
Our buddies over at Ecom Cowboy, just a
yeehaw, baby. Those guys.
What energy they have. They basically, they're former Ecom guys and talk about how you can now manage Shopify directly in Chat and Claude. And Harvey, the president of Shopify, put out this post basically saying, we surveyed our merchants, 83% already use ChatGPT. Now they can manage their entire store without leaving the chat. This is basically the exact same thing that we just talked about, which is you will run your store out of chat. You will build your store out of chat. You will probably gain distribution with chat, but that doesn't mean you're not going to still have your own site at the end of the day. Now, it may be optimized for web views inside chat, but you will build it all via AI. And Shopify gets it. I mean, like, and the stock's being crushed right now. Like, not financial advice at all, but like, I actually texted you today and I was like, you didn't respond. Thank you very much. I said, shop's getting crushed. I want to buy some.
I went to go buy some. I didn't have time.
You? Oh,
no. I mean, not financial advice. I am a shareholder. I'm bullish on them. I've been bullish for years.
I'm super bullish. I'm going to get in right now. I'm going to do it today.
Okay.
Okay. Not financial advice.
But what other connector happened this week? Big news. I know you were texting me about this too.
Yes, a lot of connectors. Meta did the thing that basically chat should have done, which is they launched their library of connectors. So now you can go ahead and talk to your Meta accounts via your preferred AI tools, and you can run them, and you're never going to have to deal, if you don't want to, with Ads Manager. And you could also spin up your own UI. If you want your own rocket ship version of it, you can go for it. And it's all just happening. It's like now I'm like so happy they did this because now I've been like saying this is what's going to happen for like a year and a half. And like, I remember getting in like X arguments with like open web people. I won't name their names, but those people were totally wrong about how this is unfolding. And, do you know what I'm talking about?
I have some ideas. We've been in a lot of X arguments, so I'm going down the list in my mind.
But yeah, it's awesome. Makes so much sense, and I think it's great. Everyone's gonna do the same thing. Spotify followed up very quickly. Shout out Per Sandell. I think you'll see some other people follow up really quickly as well on this. AppLovin put out a Google form basically to sign up for their beta. I'm not sure how far along it is, but they'll crank it out. But yeah, this is what's going to happen. You're like, and it's funny. It's different than what Zuck had thought, though. I think Zuck thought you were going to talk to Meta ads via Meta's AI. And maybe you will eventually, but ironically, you're going to talk to like, at least for me, I would talk to Claude and be like, yo, make me a dog walking ad for my meta campaigns, you know?
Yeah. Which, I mean, for him, today it doesn't matter. At some point it matters, but like,
it's existential from a platform risk perspective. Yes. It matters to him for sure.
Yes. But I think if you get people comfortable with the AI, then you can juice up Meta's AI for that functionality. Like there's games you can start to play. The first is like bring the market there.
Yeah. And honestly, like if you buy ads via Meta AI, you should get like a 5% coupon, or so you get like
you just something. That's a requirement to get better lines of credit, right? Like that and Capi and using their Advantage Plus. Like you package it and now you get some real benefit. But
they're smart. They'll do it.
They're pretty smart. Okay, so now we've talked about Shopify. We've talked about Meta. You talked about all kind of the ads platforms. One more doing this is Mercury Banking. I mean, if there was ever questions that like this is too niche for certain industries, like no, like the most highly regulated industry in the United States, a bank, Mercury Bank, has now enabled the Mercury CLI, their MCP, like agentic banking. So you can understand your transaction history, you can query things, you can ask questions. Like you and I talked a lot about this years ago as part of Trust. Of like, what if you could query like your history, like truly query it and ask questions, not just like
we really were close.
We were close.
We're close. We're close. But I think, it's awesome. It's like so cool. And they, I think also it shows, to their credit, to both Mercury and Ramp and Brex's credit, if you look at them and you compare it to like Clearco and Parker, this is like tortoise and the hare, right? Like it's hard to get deposits. Like Mercury slogged through it, got deposits. Yeah. They did that tea room thing where they were like,
they did it responsibly too. Yeah. This was like,
they really did it. Yeah. And Ramp too. I mean, the reality is, and I actually think we were really responsible too. Like we ran a charge card business and like, it's kind of boring because you don't get the yield, like Parker in theory had a more exciting business, but now it doesn't exist.
There's a reason exciting and banking typically aren't the same.
Well, yes. So this is a good example of where exciting and banking, I think, are a net positive. And I think, this vintage of fintechs, I think is going to crush it.
I agree. This next one, I really like, Cody from Jonesward Beauty, we talk about a lot. He's very vocal on X, but he's responding to somebody who asks, if you've tried to hire a creative strategist in the past 6 months, what are the most important skills that they were lacking? And really interesting for him because he is red-pilled. He is AI to the max. And his answer was research, that too many people are either plugging into AI or just looking at competitor ads on Facebook ads library as their primary inspiration. And they're not actually doing like audience research, organic research, understanding consumer behaviors. And, it's a nice, to me at least, it was like a nice kind of counter, not even counter, just like along with AI, like AI is not the answer to everything. Like there is some thought that has to go into it, some strategy and planning. And like, it's not just like tell the AI to do stuff. Like you have to actually understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why people will react. And for someone red-pilled, this was kind of refreshing to see.
I like the use of the red pill. I think people are still forgetting that on the other side of these AI surfaces are humans still. And so I think that's kind of what he's referencing here. And, the quintessential example that is really is like TikTok's feed and Instagram's feed, right? Where like AI and a human are interacting and they have this like, that relationship is like the most important relationship in reality, like AI plus human for that feed. And I think trying to get into like the mindset of like trying to understand actually how like AI thinks, and then also just trying to understand like how those people who interact with those AIs things, I think is probably a step people are not paying attention to. Yeah. And, but Cody, dude's smart. Like and he cranks. I mean, I see him on the weekends on X, just like basically, I think he must have young kids. I feel like we're all like at nap time on Cloud Code, just pushing out stuff. But yeah, it's pretty impressive to see. He's an impressive guy.
Yeah, and I like his stuff. This next one is coming out of Stripe Sessions, which was last week, kind of the big Stripe event where they bring all the new products and kind of big flashy show, and everyone gets pumped up. This one coming in from Alex Immerman, where he's showing today's average new company is a step function better than last year. In Q1 2026, Stripe Atlas incorporations grew 2.3x, while the aggregate revenue grew 5x. The average new company is trending more than twice as big as one incorporated a year prior. And for those who don't know, Stripe Atlas is like the Stripe product to incorporate and start your business. It's like the fast track to get your incorporation documents and get all the things you need to get off the ground. And the chart here that he's referencing from Patrick Collison's, I mean, it's kind of changes trends over time and then a step function change in Q1 2026. And like AI is a massive part of it. It has to be.
This is a you can just do things mantra. Yes. Like this one is very clear that if you can just find a way to distribute the things that you're shipping, you can generate revenue. Now, it's super hard. Like I've been working on this app, working on this labor of love.
We're excited to get this to be a sponsor of ADSN. I'm still selling you one.
Yes. But you gotta, it's easy to incorporate. It's easy to build. It's hard to distribute, but it's also easier for people to buy things now. And so like, if you can just distribute, you can do it. And that's what this is showing here. So it's very cool. And part of that is you need to, as a nice segue, part of that for distribution is you got to figure out how to navigate creators. And this one from Gannon Breslin, which is we're entering the golden age of content creators. Forbes just reported that Unilever scaled the direct creator network from 10,000 to 300,000 under 2 years. Super obvious that this is how this is going to go, but it's hard. Like, and I've run some creator tests just myself, and like, it's hard. A lot of them are bullshit. A lot of them, like, it's like the analytics are tough. Like, it's still not super clear. And I wonder how top heavy the 300,000 is. But regardless, it is. I mean, we're making content right now. Like, there's value in doing this.
Yeah, I agree. And just as kind of a follow up to that, there was another post from Jason Yanowitz, who he talks about his business, and he says media as a standalone business sucks, but the events, podcasts, newsletters like ADSN, they're growth machines. It's tough for anyone to compete with negative CAC. And I think, obviously Unilever is paying these influencers, but when you start to get to the crux of like content creation, if you pair content creation as your distribution channel with your business and you start it on Atlas, like you can get to a world where you have negative CAC and you can grow infinitely, essentially. And then you can start to invest in other things. And I think that's, to me, the combination of what Unilever's doing, the creator economy, and kind of what Jason Yanowitz is saying is what we're all trying to get towards, is like a business where you're not beholden to Meta and Google and everyone, week to week, what you spend for growth.
Yes. And they all become events businesses, which like in this moment of AI and like sort of this like what is it, the loneliness epidemic, I kind of get why like we went to an event a couple weeks ago, like it was like the most fun night I've had.
Amazing. Yeah.
In like weeks.
And it's like still a different vibe. Like people used to like go to events and kind of stay in their corners, and now I think people are just like, let me talk to other people that want to talk about cool things.
Totally. Yeah. That was so fun. We got to get those guys on here. All right.
Yes.
Well, okay. What time is it?
It's that time.
Primary post. Primary post.
All right. You start us off. What do you got?
Paul Scheer has this tweet, which I really liked, which is last gen's successful consumer founders, Pinterest, Snapchat, Insta, etc., weren't on the bleeding edge of tech. They were on the bleeding edge of culture and human experience. Most of consumer AI today is still more interested in tech than culture. And in the fullness of time, he basically doesn't buy it, that's going to win. And I think this one is so good because as everything gets commoditized, which it will in terms of building, like understanding sort of like, I mean, it's like cheesy, but like understanding the vibe, understanding the culture, like really kind of understanding your customer is going to become the most important thing. I also think it's probably to some extent why you find that like most of these businesses, whether it was Pinterest, Snap, or Insta, and I hate saying Insta, it's so lame. Instagram.
I don't want to say anything, but that's what I was thinking. I was like,
this is like, yeah,
a little bit of a cringe moment.
But they were in their early 20s and they built products basically like for themselves and their friends. And I think consumer AI is going to continue to be like a young man's game kind of thing, or young woman's game. And I'm curious to see like, I'm curious to see if that holds, but it just seems, I think we could build great products for like millennials and like parents. I think like, but I'm curious if like, how being on the bleeding edge of culture while also being removed from culture because of your life is hard. So
because we're not going out at night. Yeah.
Experiencing not doing things. Yeah. Because I went to an event one time in this last 2 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I got.
All right. I love it. Well, now I'm really excited for everyone to get a glimpse of your app, because now that's going to reflect your culture.
Oh, it nails
it's great.
it. I think.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But people are going to look and be like, okay, we know what James is doing in his life right now.
Yep.
All right. I love that one. Okay. I've got one coming in from Anthony Veneri, who's, old friend of the pod, founder of Fit Insider. I won't read the whole post, but basically he goes on to say fitness rewards consistency, longevity rewards variety. Volume alone doesn't meaningfully reduce risk, but variety did. This is based on like a study of 100,000 Americans from Harvard researchers. And he kind of ends it by just saying, being healthy requires flexibility, avoiding single track routines, moving in new ways, training for an unpredictable life ahead. And we talk about it a lot. I think like we're, into health and wellness as much as we can be in our current life stage, but like you play tennis, you have golfed, you run, like you have variety. I have variety. And I think to me, at least, it's the same in career. Like we're doing ADSN, we have a day job, you're building apps. Like there is value in variety, and it kind of lifts everything else in your life. And so I love this one. It was great from a health standpoint, but much more philosophical for me.
It makes me think, actually my Whoop has like a Whoop age to it. And I do like a lot of cardio. It's like kind of like more of and it basically says that my lack of strength training variety is what is keeping my age up. And so, yes, I need to go lift heavy things. It just sounds annoying.
Okay. Well, we can maybe trade. I got to go run more.
Yeah.
Mine tells me to go run.
This could be my wake up call for that. But all right, well, I guess I'm going to go to the gym. I'm not going to the gym today.
Not going to the gym, but another successful week of ADSN. Thank you to our sponsors, AdQuick, Thrad, Beehive. And we've got a new one this week, The Farm LLP, for all kind of your legal needs from a tech standpoint, friends of the pod. We've got a roster of sponsors here, James. I'm pretty thrilled with who we've got. Hopefully we get
lucky.
A new great one. We only work with the best. So
only the best. All right. And with that, ADSN
out.
It's ADSN on the beat, where the data meets the street. James and Daniel in your feed, breaking down the code you need. Tech talk, ad game, and a little AI. Every week we got the chat on ADSN.